Good afternoon. Today we are here to talk about fraudulent transactions and how often they occur. Fraudulent transactions occur daily, consistently, and they range from small dollar amounts to large dollar amounts. They occur all hours of the day and are hard to deter and avoid. Fraudulent activity can affect anyone, despite if you have $2 in your account or you have $2 million in your account. There are many precautions that can be taken in order to protect your account. I have a little bit of experience in this because I work as a customer service rep in a financial institution and we deal with these kind of transactions daily. I've also had training on how to prevent these transactions and what you can do to kind of protect yourself. So first I'm going to talk about the quantity of transactions that occur. I'm going to talk about the policies that financial institutions use to refund your money. And I'm going to talk about, finally, how to protect yourself a little bit from these transactions constantly occurring. Fraudulent transactions occur daily. They vary in large dollar amounts. They occur every single day, at nighttime, during the day. Many scammers put these devices called skimmers on supermarket checkouts, especially gas stations. Those are very, very common. They'll usually start out with a small dollar amount that ranges in maybe $2 to maybe, I've seen $200, $500. It all varies. They use these small amounts because they want to see if your card's going to go through, if you've caught this yet, or if they're going to be able to use this and continue to get away. So then they finally realize when the smaller amounts go through, the large amounts are going to work. So then you're hit with these $50 transactions, these hundreds of dollars transactions, and you're lost without your money. So you have to realize that the number of these transactions are consistent, whether it be your debit card, your credit card. They have access to this information in ways that we can't constantly keep up with. So we're going to talk about some of the policies that maybe your financial institution has to process these fraudulent transactions and make sure that your money is returned as quickly and effectively as possible. Financial institutions have a range of policy. For instance, the financial institution that I work for, we have 10 business days to refund your money to you when you suffer through a fraudulent transaction. You have to come into the bank. We have to cancel your card. We do paperwork to say, you get an affidavit to say I didn't commit these transactions. You have a cardholder dispute letter to say that you had your card with you the entire time and it was not being swiped at these merchants. You also have to fill out a form that states the total of the amount and of all your transactions that occurred, because typically you won't have just one transaction. You will have multiple transactions from either the same merchant or different merchants. So you do these paperwork to legally say that you did not do these accounts and these transactions so that we can get your money back to you. Finally, we issue a new card. Also, banks have a lot of fraud companies that they work with. They use them to fraud alert. They can kind of see where you typically use your card, and when you use your card out of place, it'll put a soft block on it so that you can verify your transaction. If it's not yours, they'll go ahead and block your card so that it can no longer be used. And if it is yours, then they just unblock it and they continue to go. This is very beneficial to you because this keeps you safe. If it's your transaction, you usually just send a text back that says yes, and you go on. If no, then it keeps your card from continuously being swiped and you constantly being in loss of that money. Now, this is for a consumer policy. Business cards are not covered. If it's a credit card, that's different. It's covered, but if it's a business debit card, you're not covered under the same federal regulations that a consumer card is. Therefore, you won't be able to dispute these charges and you're going to be stuck eating that money. Therefore, we keep those limits low so the fraud is very limited to occurring on these accounts. So finally, we're going to talk about how you can kind of protect yourself and prevent some of these transactions from occurring. There's many different ways that you can do this. You can constantly use your PIN number. Your PIN number will keep you safer because nobody's usually going to know your PIN number. When a scammer hacks your card, they're going to take the numbers off of it. They're going to take that expiration code and that 3 digits on the back. And typically, if there's an actual skimmer that's being used, it's in that town, so they're gonna generally guess your zip code. So therefore, always use your PIN number. It makes it 10 times safer because nobody's gonna know it. Next, if you need to make a large purchase, especially if you're shopping online, use your credit card. Your credit card is safer because it can be blocked, and also your money can be refunded to you much, much faster. Visa and MasterCard have so many different rules. They do not have the same rules. Therefore, your credit card is much safer. Plus, it's not actual money that's being deducted from your checking account. If you use your debit card and you have fraudulent transactions, that is actual cash that is being deducted. Your credit card can be disputed, can be done in 7 days. You have a brand new one, and it can be removed from your credit bill. Never give your information out over the phone. If you have someone that calls you, says, "Hey, I want you to purchase this. I need your 16-digit card number, your expiration date, your security code, and your zip code." Never give it out. These people are calling to ask permission to hack to monitor your computers, to access your web camera, to access personal information on your computers, and then they're ending up with all of your card information, and you're allowing these scammers to take advantage of you and to be in this situation. So never ever give your information out on the phone, and never allow access to someone to a computer that you have no idea who they are. If somebody calls you from the IRS, says that I owe you money, or from the light bill and says you got to pay this right now, or calls you and says, "Hey, what's your number?" You do not give it out. This will keep you in harm's way and will not allow you to be protected. With all of that being said today, there are many different points that you can take away from this speech. Debit card transactions, fraudulent transactions occur daily. You use your debit card daily, so do fraud. I mean, it happens every single day, constantly. Your financial institution is doing everything in their power to protect you. They also need help from you, such as keeping your information secretive. And also, never giving out your information. When you give out your information, you're allowing somebody to deduct that money from you, and that's more paperwork to be disputed. That's more money that you're out of, and you're not guaranteed to get all of it back. So always make sure you keep your money safe. And the next time that you make a purchase, whether you're online or in the store or over the phone, just keep your information safe. Use your card wisely, and use your PIN number as much as possible. Thank you guys so much.